Hawkman got his mace from Teth Adam's tomb, but who was Teth Adam, and what happened to him? Ancient Egypt. The old man stumbles and falls under the weight of his burden. The slavers quickly fall on him, their whips coming down again and again. "Get up, you worthless son of a donkey," one of them shouts. A sandaled foot snaps out and kicks the man across the face. But a young boy is there, anger flashing in his eyes. "Leave him alone! Can't you see he's an old man?" Teth Adam snaps. He reaches out and helps the old man to his feet. The slavers glance at each other and smile. One draws his sword. "Now that you mention it, looks like the boy's right. He's so old, he's not worth beating." The slaver sneers before plunging his sword into the old man's chest. Teth Adam looks on in shock before he is brought to the ground by the slavers, their fists falling again and again. That night, he lays on the ground in the slave camp, nursing his wounds. Smoke from the campfires swirls through the air. "He is coming," a woman calls. The slaves turn in wonder as the woman in black steps through the smoke. Her pale face looked at them from beneath the hood of her black robes. "Do not despair, ye enslaved, for a savior shall rise. He will topple the towers of the overlords, bring freedom to the oppressed, justice to the wronged. He will come roaring like the tempest, with the power of an army, though he is but one," she says. The slaves gather around her in wonder. "He will rend the chains of bondage with his own mighty hands," she continues. But now, the slaves don't believe her. They say her words are mere fantasy, but the woman shakes her head. "I am a stranger, one who has traveled far, passing through the shadows like a phantom. Just as I see the ligature of history, reaching all the way back to the Omega at the beginning, from whom life first metastasized and tumored, so I can foretell the world that is to come," she says. Her eyes begin to glow as she peers around the crowd. "He will be a man unlike any other, with eyes of fire and strength beyond imagining, imbued with the power of the sky itself. He will walk among the clouds as freely as he does the lowliest among you. He will wear the dust of his home upon his back, and when he comes, a new world shall rise with him, an age of wonders undreamt of, an age of heroes," she proclaims. But Teth Adam refuses to wait. He struggles to his feet and drags himself from the slave camp, sneaking away, slipping past the crocs and snakes of the Nile, and wandering into the desert, where it is said that a wizard waits to grant the wishes of the brave. But finally, Teth Adam falls to his knees, realizing the stories are a lie. "I knew it! Legends want us to believe there are gods in the sky, but there's nothing here. The gods are a lie to placate the lowly," he bellows, daring the gods to prove him wrong as he pounds his fists into the sand. But suddenly, there is a bright light and sand swirls away, revealing a floating skull in the sky. The alien craft regards Teth Adam for a moment. "Behold, you stand before the wizard of the sands of eternity. Begone, little rat. No wishes shall be granted today," the ship proclaims. But rage fills Teth Adam as he stands. "No, damn you! I won't be turned away! I am no beggar! I am Teth Adam, and I will be the savior this world needs! No matter what, I have to!" he bellows. Finally, a beam of energy shoots out and drags the young boy into the ship. The world is a blur of shadows and color. Strange, green-skinned beings step forward and regard Teth Adam with slight interest. Another slave who wishes for freedom. How very original, Brainiac sighs. Another nods. Love, wealth, liberty. These humans do have the most trivial desires, quite beneath our abilities, Brainiac. Another Brainiac points out. They study the boy for a moment, scanning his mind. Wait, don't you see what's in his mind? A boy who is rage made flesh, and his ambitions, another Brainiac notes. But they point out that the boy is too scrawny to survive cybernetic enhancements, and his blood couldn't cope with the Daxamite infusion. Perhaps that new device? One notes. The three Brainiacs turn to the floating box. The thing we found in the black hole? The one we haven't tested yet? I suppose it's worth a shot, just to see how it decides to kill him. One notes. Another turns back to Teth Adam with a smile. Come, boy. Your wish will be granted after all. All you need to do is say the magic word. The Brainiac whispers. Teth Adam begins to scream within the bowels of the ship. In the present day, Cal stands on his farm, the parasite running around his legs. So it hasn't murdered you yet? Jimmy asks over the messaging crystal. Cal smiles and shakes his head. No, Jimmy, I don't think the parasite ever had evil intent. It had just been starved and mistreated for so long by Lazarus Corp, Cal points out, explaining that now it was as docile as a puppy. Sure, a puppy that could devour an entire city if you turn your back on it for a second, Jimmy points out. He glances around the Daily Planet bullpen, sighing that he doesn't think his job is what he thought it was gonna be. I don't know if the Daily Planet is the right place for me, he tells Cal. Well, at least you've got Lois with you there, right? Cal asks. Jimmy pauses for a moment. Lois? She never showed up for her interview, Jimmy finally tells him. Meanwhile, Lois slips quietly through the corridors of the abandoned Lazarus Corporation building. Suddenly, her messaging crystal flares to life. Damn it! I never should have taken this stupid watch, she whispers. Lois, where are you? Please tell me you don't need to be protected from yourself right now, Cal asks. Lois shakes her head and draws her pistol. I got a tip from a peacemaker who owed me a favor. I've found the Al Ghouls, she whispers as she moves deeper into the building. Lois, stop doing what you know is wrong, Cal begs her. But Lois shakes her head. Getting justice for my father? You think that's wrong? She hisses. On the farm, Cal steps into the barn, the red crystals floating around him to form his supersuit. Killing Talia Al Ghul isn't justice, it's murder. Now please, tell me where you are. I'm trying to track your crystal, but there's some sort of interference, Cal asks her. Lois shakes her head and slips the watch off, allowing it to fall to the floor. Deeper in the building, Talia and Ra's al Ghul stand before the last remaining Lazarus pit. This is the only one that remains? Raz asks as he steps forward shakily. Talia nods as she explains that the others were destroyed so that they couldn't be confiscated and examined. Now quickly, Father! Cast off this feeble facade, renew yourself, and reclaim your place, she tells him. Raz steps forward to the controls and stares down at them, his hand closing into a tight fist. I thank you for bringing me here, Talia. I would not have had the strength otherwise. The strength to do what must be done, he whispers as he slams his fist into the controls, destroying them. Quickly, he brings his other fist down, crumpling the machinery. Have you gone mad? Stop it! You're killing yourself, you idiot! Talia shouts. slamming her energy sword into her father and knocking him away. Freeing myself, you mean? Roz tells her as he stands. Talia stares at him in horror. What the hell did Superman do to you? She demands. Roz shakes his head, explaining that Superman merely took the time to try and save the soul of his tormentor. I've wasted so many lifetimes, daughter, but all I want now is to make amends for my greatest of sins, for what I've done to you, he tells her as he takes a step forward and holds a hand out to her. But Talia merely raises her energy sword. I cannot believe my ears. I do not know this husk of a man who claims to be Ra's al Ghul. Get the hell in that pit! I want my father back, she snarls. Ra's holds up his hands, begging his daughter to lower her weapon. But suddenly, they are not alone, as Lois steps into the room, her pistol raised and aimed at the Al Ghuls. She aims for Talia's head. You killed my father, she says softly. Talia cocks an eyebrow at her. Did I? Oh yes, I'd almost forgotten, Talia mocks. Ra's steps between them. Please, ladies, this is not the answer. Put down your weapons, he begs. Both women yell at him to shut up, and Talia looks at him in disgust. Feel free to shoot my father to make us even, Lane. He's apparently quite useless now anyway, Talia sighs. But Lois shakes her head. I'm here to kill you, Talia, she snaps. Talia readies herself, her grip tightening on the energy sword. All alone? Darling, you'd need an army for that, she says with a smirk. The wall suddenly explodes next to them. Red dust swirls into the room as Superman steps through the rubble, his eyes glowing red. Weapons down, both of you, now, he orders. He glances at Ra's and orders him to stand still, but quickly turns to Lois and raises his hand slowly. Lois, you don't want to do this, he tells her gently. Lois shakes her head. Oh, I do. I really do, she hisses. Get out of the way, Superboy. You're not from here, so I forgive you for not knowing how a standoff works, Talia snaps at him. He turns a glare upon her. This isn't a standoff. I could disarm both of you in seconds, he reminds her. Talia nods. Yes, I believe you could, but it's not my sword you have to worry about, she explains. Cal looks up at the sound of the approaching father box. Elsewhere in the facility, a squadron of peacemakers are waiting for Talia's signal. But suddenly, a man steps out of the shadows with a sledgehammer. Who the hell is this? One of them asks. The hammer suddenly crackles with energy, and the peacemakers open fire. Rounds rip through the air, but energy sparks from the hammer, and suddenly the bullets have stopped. The peacemakers stare in shock. That's impossible! What the hell is that thing made of? One of them shouts. Steel! The man snarls. He raises the hammer up and brings it down hard on the ground. The bullets tumble through the air, slamming back into the peacemakers and bringing them down. Steel steps through the crowd, swinging his hammer and knocking the rest away. I just crushed your suit's main power line. You don't have enough juice left to fight. Stay down, Steel orders. How do you know that? Who are you? The peacemaker says through a mouthful of blood. The son of a bitch who built it, the man says as he walks out of the room. Back at the Lazarus pit, Ra's steps up to his daughter, begging her to call off the father box. This has to end now, Ra's says as he motions to Superman. Cal has fallen to his knees, the father box floating above him. It's in my head, he yells in pain. Lois glances at her friend. Superman? What is that thing doing to him? She demands. Roz grows angry at his daughter. Talia, stop this at once! As Lord of Lazarus, I command you! He snaps. Talia glares at her father, her energy sword beginning to spark. Now you're just embarrassing yourself. You've shown your true colors already. The King of Lazarus is dead. All hail the Queen, she says as the energy sword sparks and a blast of energy leaps across the room and hits Lois in the shoulder. Roz moves to grab his daughter's weapon, but he is suddenly hit from behind by a powerful hammer. Everyone looks in shock as Steel enters the room. Ra's al Ghul, today's the day you die, Steel shouts. Meanwhile, Superman gathers his strength and charges up, hitting the father box with a powerful punch that sends it spinning across the room. Nearby, Roz has fallen to his knees from Steel's attack. Who is the wielder with the hammer? Give me one reason why I shouldn't let him kill you. Talia sneers at her father. Talia, you have to stop this fight. It cannot happen here. Remember, what else is stored here? Who else? We must not allow him to. Roz gasps. The father box spins across the room towards the Lazarus pit. Its energy leaps out and ignites a lightning bolt on the floor. Suddenly, there is an explosion and the box splits. Dark smoke begins to swirl out. Lightning cracks and sparks amongst the darkness as someone rises from the pit. The world of his time wasn't ready for the reign of a Superman, but we shall see about the world of today. For King Shazam has risen. And that was the complete story for Absolute Superman, issue 18 by Jason Aaron. The introduction of Absolute Steel and Absolute Shazam. What did you think about today's story? Let me know in the comments down below. And like and subscribe to help out the channel. I'm Dan with Comicstorian, and we will see you next time. Rest in peace, Minnie.